Welcome everyone to the brand new video of AI automation. This video is for absolute beginners. If you haven't tried any AI automation before, you will learn a lot from this video. My name is Emran. I talk about technology and also AI automation in this channel. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. Let's get into it. So what is AI automation? AI automation means letting software make small decisions for you. So we'll not get into detail about AI agent in this video. This video is only for the absolute beginners. So to give you some examples, if there is an email, it can summarize the email automatically. If you get a form submission, you can save that information using some sort of automation. And if you get a message from anyone, you can draft the reply automatically using automation. And we are talking about some sort of automation which make a small decision for you. And you can combine all these small things together to get a better sense of the automation. You are not replacing yourself. You are delegating boring thinking or actually mundane task, what you don't want to spend time on. There are a few things we can talk about in this automation. One of the main tool like make.com, you can use it. But in this video, I'll talk about N8N, which is a visual tool. Lets you connect apps and AI together without writing code. So if you don't know how to write code, you can get ahead using this tool. In N8N, you will talk about some sort of boxes, which mean steps. If you see a lines, that means data flowing. And typically the data flow from left to right as a sequence. And one box means it has one job. And we'll get into detail about all these UI element when we run the N8N in our machine. There are a couple of options. If you want to run N8N, obviously you can run N8N Cloud. You can go to https n8n.io. The main problem with N8N Cloud is that it has monthly cost of $20 per month. But the good thing about that, there is no setup and you can start as quickly as like in 5 minutes. We'll talk about more in this video about the self-hosted Docker setup, which is basically free. So you don't need to spend any money. You have full control and you can manage it however you want it. And I will go into detail in this video how you can get started with Docker in the next slide. So what is a Docker? Docker is like a lunchbox that contains an app and everything it needs to run. You don't need to install the app on your computer. You run the lunchbox. It's called some sort of sandbox. And you don't need to understand Docker deeply to use it. You need to know some small things about Docker so that actually you can use it. So at first in your machine, is it based on Windows or Mac? You can download Docker Desktop, basically www.docker.com. You can download appropriate version and you can install it. And finally, we'll get into how to download N8N Docker from this site, hub.docker.com. And I will add all these links to the description below. And let's get into it. So if you go to Docker desktop, so let's get into the Docker part first. So you go to the docker.com, you basically download the Docker desktop, click it here and you select the appropriate version. If you are using Mac, you can download either Apple Silicon version or Intel chip. For Windows, you can download the other version as well. And then you install it. Once you install it, you can see the Docker container running something like this one. So these will be the UI for Docker desktop. Then when you install Docker, you need to go to this website, basically pull these Docker emails, and I will show you how to run this one. So once you install Docker, you will be able to see in the terminal and go to terminal, you basically like this guy, and then you can see right now I already have installed this one. So you can see all the Docker images running here, but you come to in this link and then run few commands and we'll get into the commands a bit later. So what are the commands you need to write? So once you install Docker, you will basically run docker pull n8n nio /n8n. Basically, it will pull all the Docker images in your machine. Then what you want to do, actually, you want to create a volume, Docker volume create n8n data, which will create a data directory in your local machines. And then you run this command, docker run -it -rm -name n8n, and you provide the port number, and -v is the volume where you are putting that data location. And you basically give this location n8 data to where you actually created that n8 data, right? Once you do that, then you will be able to go back to in this terminal, and if you write docker psa, and then you will be able to see these things is keep running. So let's talk about what are all the part mean, so that actually if you get into trouble, we can explain. So you are running docker run. So basically it will run the docker run command -it. It is an interactive mode. The name would be n8n. This is the port number where you will be able to access that Docker 5678. And the -v is the volume, where is the location n8n data you have, right? And you created the n8n data here. Once you do that, you will be able to, once it's running, you can click this localhost :5678, and you will be able to see all the workflows there. And your first page might seem different. What you need to do, actually, you need to create an account with your email. I already have the email account. So you just provide an email and password, and then you will come to this main page. And if you click the create workflow, you'll be able to go into the page where you will be able to see something like this screen, UI screen. So what does this UI screen mean? So in the UI screen, this is the visual representation of all the workflows. And we'll talk about a few things. So what you can do actually in the this part is your workflow name. If you want to change the workflow name, you can change my workflow to maybe test workflow, right? Here. Now, I already created these whole things, but if you want to get started, so let's do one thing. So what we are trying to do, right? So at first we will create a chat message node. So if you want to create a node, so I'll create the same thing in the up. So you click the right button. Now you want to do chat message, right? So you click the chat trigger. And then you get this, basically a node. And what you need to do, you need to click this response mode. So you add a field using response. And what we want to do, actually, you click the using response nodes. So what that means that actually when you create a node, something like this guy, this node, you want to get the response into another response node. That's why you select this one. Then after this one, you click the plus button, same as like this plus button, and add something like if else conditions. So what we are trying to do, basically, we want to create this if node. And what we want to do, when we create the if node here, you go to click open. Whatever message we are receiving in the left side, you see actually chat input. This chat input, we want to create some sort of positive and negative verification. So if you just drag this value to in this box, and you'll get this one chat input. And we are checking is greater than or equal to 0. If your number is greater than 0, so basically what you want to do, you have like two branches. One is positive and one is negative. So if that's true, in the positive, if the is true, then actually we respond something to the node, and respond something we wrote in the message that you entered positive. So if it is greater than 0, we will write just you entered a positive value. And same thing if it is false. If it is not, then actually we want to respond something like you entered a negative value if it is not greater than 0. So how to run this one? You click this open chat and you provide some value. and then it will keep running. So I want to give something like number 4. So what it does, you will see these phone numbers will go from this branch to the positive branch, right? So you see these 4 went to this if check, and this green check mark means actually it came to this branch. And then since it's positive, it's a true, it goes to response, and you can see 1 item here. So basically what it's saying that this if check was successful, and the response is saying actually you entered a positive value. So that's how actually you execute this workflow. Obviously, you can make it always running. Yeah, right now it's inactive. If you click this guy, turn it, toggle it to active, then it will be automatically active. Same thing, you open the chat if you want to run it again, and then enter the value again, and then you'll be able to see the negative value again. So what's the next step? So this is just a one item where you can get started. So, but you need to learn about more things. So if we want to get a start from your blank screen, you click the first these guys, right? And then you can do like chat trigger, something like that. And then add a field, response mode. And then you will see like using response mode, right? So now go back to canvas. Now you start from here, right? So you now start the if node like this, and you are getting the chat input. You bring this chat input here, and you want to see it's a positive or negative. So I'm putting something like is greater than 0. And you'll see there are 2 branch, right? Plus and minus. And in the plus, I want to do something like chat receive, right? Response to chat, right? And now this is a positive number, whatever message you want to provide it here, right? And if you do that, then actually this is your response to chat value, whatever value you are providing, right? So you can provide a value, you can test it out, then actually it will go to there and provide the value. And same as like here, you add this response node, you provide it's a negative value. And that's all you need to do. And then you can test it out. You save this one, save as a test workflow. So for the next step, you want to learn more, you can actually become really, really adventurous to do all kind of thing. When the chat message received, you can use some sort of AI agent. And we'll talk about the AI agent later videos. So in the AI agent, you can actually provide some chat model if you want to use OpenAI, and we'll talk about this in the next video. So you can use OpenAI chat model here. When you are adding these things, you need to add some sort of key so that actually you get the value, and then you do some sort of processing and you get the data, same as like response node, right? And in this AI agent, you can define all these things, what your chat agent you want to do. Go to the settings, you can write some system prompts here. So when you are adding all these values, and then you can change based on what are the things you want it to do. So you can add a system message. So maybe you are a helpful SN, and then you want to help with something, right? You write the system prompt here and you will be able to see the message. That's all I wanted to share in this video, but feel free to comment in this video whatever you want to learn next. Obviously, if you want to do like N8 and cloud version, you can go to this website. Basically, you can set it up with like $20 per month if you are really serious about and you don't want to run your local machines. And in the next video, I'll talk about how you can actually run it using like Hostinger, and I will share the link in the later video. That's pretty much it. And then just keep playing with it. And then if you have any questions, if you're struggling with the Docker container or not sure how to run this N8N, comment below. And whatever you want to learn next about the workflow, I will create another video. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for joining.